If you're an African or Caribbean baddie, this is for you.
Are you afraid of the grind? I said, baby girl, why don't you stay with me tonight?
Hey guys, it's Ruth, aka Ruth Shot. I'm trying to be corny. That's so corny. If you're new here, my name is Ruth, and welcome back to my channel. Today, guys, we're gonna talk about the downfall of Caribbean and African parenting. Now, if you grew up with strict parents or maybe religious parents, obviously you might be able to relate to this in some shape or form. But for some reason, like, the mindset of Caribbean and African parenting is different. Like, it's a different breed. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, like, if you're born into this lifestyle, it's pretty much hard to escape it when you were raised a certain way or when your parents just basically tried to control every aspect of your life. Let's talk about childhood. Guys, for my childhood, we're gonna need a second because things were...
Before we continue, I know for a fact that there are probably a lot of people that had a way worse childhood than me, but this is just speaking from my experience growing up in a Haitian household, a Caribbean household, strict parents, religious parents. But I know for a fact this is not me trying to, in any shape or form, put my experience above others or say that my experiences was the worst of the worst, because I know it could have been worse. But yeah, just talking from my experience.
kind of bad. Like, growing up, like, I didn't really get to experience normal things that other kids got to do. Like, whether it would be, like, sleepovers or, like, going to the movies or something like that. Like, I never got to experience any of that. Like, even at my own... I remember at my own birthday party, my cousin had hired a face painter, and I could not get my face painted. All the other kids got to get their face painted, but I had to take mine off because my dad thought it was demonic. Like, it was just certain weird stuff that I just, like, could not do because to everything, like, my parents, it just seemed demonic. Like, they would, like, strictly follow their life by the Bible, which there's nothing wrong with that because I still am Christian as well. I still believe in God and all of that. But it was just, like, when it came to Haitian parents, like, it was just a different breed. Being raised up in the church, like, you just weren't allowed to have certain friends. You weren't allowed to do certain things. Like, we have this saying, right, in Haitian culture that it's school, home, church. Like, call it l'église, la caille. If you're Haitian, then you know what I'm talking about. If anything that you were doing didn't surround these three, then you were not doing anything. You weren't doing something you were supposed to be doing. Like, that was wrong, just in the eyes of Haitians. It wasn't even just being restricted on certain lifestyles. Like, growing up, like, now I kind of realize why my parents shielded me from certain things. But there's just also things where it's just like, just pushing the buttons, especially like with the pants thing. Guys, I was not allowed to wear pants, like, basically my whole life. Only time I could wear pants was like sweatpants, and that was only at school, like during gym. But other than that, I was not allowed to wear pants. I did not wear my first pair of jeans until like the beginning of my junior year of high school. I didn't get my first phone until my sophomore year of high school. Like, you can imagine how crazy and how strict it must have been, because I was not allowed to have social media, not allowed to go out. I literally, my first time going to the movies was my junior year of high school. My first football game that I ever went to, high school football game, like a game in general, was my sophomore year of high school. Like, there was just certain things that I couldn't get away with it. If it wasn't for my brother, I would not have been able to get away with certain stuff. Like, I've been caught a lot of times. Like, if I was wearing a crop top, right, and I knew my dad did not approve of that crop top, like, I would have to put a hoodie on by the time I got home, because if they caught me, I'd be dead. It's just so hard to put into words because you'd really have to live it. Like, people like always tell me, it was like, oh, it doesn't sound that bad. Like, no, it was bad. It was so bad. Couldn't listen any kind of secular music. I was not allowed to listen to, even if it was like a simple song. It didn't even have to be a song like that was a rap song or literally anything with cursing. It could be just like a basic song and my dad could be like, what are you listening to? That's not Christian music. Like literally, it could be Wheels on the Bus. And my dad would side eye that song and be like, oh, what is that song about? Like, I love my parents deep down, but sometimes I'm just really grateful for the fact that our relationship, it could be worse. Like, I know some people that literally had to cut off their parents because they were just so manipulative and so strict, and I feel so bad because, yeah, it kind of led me to respect my parents more, but also, like, it was kind of out of fear, like, and it still kind of is out of fear, like, and out of, like, the pressure of that. I do want to make my parents proud, but at the same time, like, there was just a lot of times where I did disappoint them because I did things that they were not happy with, or I wore a pair of jeans my dad thought was too tight. Unfortunately, my parents have said pretty hurtful things to me before, like when I wore a pair of leggings and my dad called me a prostitute, but forgive them for that. But trust me, this is just only the icing of the cake, y'all, for my childhood. But we'd be here all day if we were here stuck on my childhood. But one thing I do want to talk about next is religion. Obviously, religion tying into my childhood, like, it was just school, church, home for me. But school was also a way that I saw, like, growing up, how, like, a lot of the Haitian and, like, the Caribbean people in the church, how they were pushing the youth out. It's like,
oh, where's the youth? Where's the youth? We have no more youth anymore. Like, all the kids are leaving. Like, what are we doing wrong?
what do you think you're doing? Why do you think the kids are leaving? Because y'all are so judgmental. Like, Haitian people will really, like, talk crap in your face, and then 5 seconds later they expect you to be good with it, or they'll just try and use religion, or they'll just try to use God as an excuse for all the hurtful things they said. Like, that's not how it works. I specifically remember there was this one girl in the youth. I was a kid at the time. I was not in the youth, but there was this one girl that got pregnant, and when I took, it was hell. I couldn't even imagine being in her shoes, but what I saw, it looked like it was hell for her. The way people were gossiping about her, shaming her in front of the church, like, it was just really sad to see. It's like, yeah, like, she had made a mistake, but instead of, like, pounding her about it, because, I mean, she's already pregnant, what is she gonna do? Y'all want her to get an abortion so y'all could talk crap about her even more? It's like, at that point, she's gonna have the child. Like, at least, the least they could do is help her, at least steer her in the right direction. Or there were other kids in the church, you know, getting tattoos. So y'all know that's kind of vagabond behavior. I don't have any tats, but I don't even dare to come home with a tattoo. I don't know. But there were, like, other kids, right, getting tattoos or, like, wearing weave. Like, let's say, because wearing weave was not allowed, wearing press-ons, like nails, stuff like that. So when there were kids doing those things, a lot of people in the church would side-eye them or go up to them and just, like, instead of being rude about it, or at least showing them a Bible verse, being like, oh, hey, this is what the Bible says about this. It's like you're just antagonizing them based on your own beliefs. And it's like, even if there are stuff that's not even in the Bible, they will literally just attack you for it just because they think, like, that's right. Like, am I not allowed to wear pants, or am I not allowed to dress immodestly? Like, which one is it? There's a difference between wearing pants and wearing, like, tight pants or booty shorts that's not modest. So which one is it? It's just like Haitians will really try and justify their opinion and put God in front of it when that's not how it works. And that also ties in, right, with people in the church, like, judging and constantly, like, being on top of the kids. It comes with manipulation and gaslighting. And a lot of people in the church will be like, oh, like, kids should respect their parents. Well, parents shouldn't also provoke their kids. It's kind of quiet in here. Okay. Like, a lot of parents, or, like, even if I wanted to go out somewhere, right, my dad would literally be like, oh, that's not a good idea. Says who? Like, he will literally just try and, like, use certain manipulation or, like, gaslighting tactics to, like, stop me from doing something, or stop me from doing something that I was already doing. And I know a lot of kids with parents too, like moms. So my parents have never done this before, but I know some moms will be like, oh,
I had a dream, this, that, the third.
Which I feel like in some cases, like, okay, a lot of parents have some good intuition, but at the same time, like, it's just like, what, like, you could just tell, like, some of the motives that they had just weren't right. I just feel like if there are two paths, their path is path A, right? If you're not on path A, you're on path B, or if you're on path C, they're gonna give you a side eye and make sure that you either force you to get back on path A, or like literally probably disown you along the way because you decide to live a different lifestyle. Like, and it's just so scary because like even with having Caribbean, I mean, I'm still living at home, right? But like still abiding by their rules, it just still makes me feel like I'm a child. Like, of course, like, right, I live under the roof of my mother. Of course I should respect her, and obviously, and stuff like that. But if I come home at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m., 10:30 is pushing it. If I come home at like 9:30, I get yelled at. Like, my parents have never like gotten to the point where like they've like controlled every move of my life, like control what's on my phone and stuff like that. But there have just been a lot of times where it's just like, sometimes I feel like I'm still like a little kid in their eyes. Like, I'm always gonna be like their little girl and stuff like that. But there's just like, it's like, can I be an adult? Like, can I just like, even like with my friends, still sometimes my dad would be like, oh, what kind of friends are those? Like, are they Christian? Knowing that not all of your friends have to be Christian. Like, I feel like that's just the way that life is. Like, of course, your beliefs should align with your friends and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, not all of your friends are going to be Christian. And that's okay, because that's the point of, like, being a Christian, though. Like, I know that Jesus sat with sinners. And Jesus brought them to God and allowed them to be saved. So it's just like, being controlled like in every aspect of my life, like, it gets overwhelming, and I know that I'm not gonna be able to escape it unless I move out. And y'all know how this economy is. Like, who got the money to move out? Where does it end? Like, truly, where does it end with African and Caribbean parenting? Like, I feel like the way that they parent, it causes a lot of their kids to resent them or either not speak to them at all. Like, the constant bickering, the constant fighting. Like, I see a lot of, like, I remember when I was younger, I used to, like, fantasize, like, about the families that I would see on TV, because I would look at my family and be like, that's not normal for me. Like, why is it my family like that? But, like, looking back, like, yeah, I kind of understand why my parents acted the way they act. And obviously, if you're following God, right, or a certain religion, you're going to parent based on the way the Bible acts. But sometimes, like, you weren't using the Bible in certain situations. It was just a way to manipulate and control me or who I was. But I know for me personally, I'm not raising my kids the way my parents raised me. Because if I do, like, I think my worst fear, like, I don't really want kids, to be honest. I'm being real. If I do have a kid, I'm probably gonna have one max. But if I do have a kid, like, I don't want my kid to hate me. Like, because I swear, if I raise my kid the same way I raised my parents, like, it's just, I don't want my kid to resent me over the littlest things or over things that I didn't allow them to do. Like, I want my kid to be a kid. Like, I never got to experience other things that kids got to do. I never got to go to sleepovers, never went to the movies, was never able to go to the beach. Never able to like go to like certain barbecues or block parties or something like that. And the restrictions actually kind of gave me FOMO as a kid. Obviously, I don't have FOMO about it now because, I mean, I've experienced the things I wanted to experience as a kid, but that's just something I would never put on the pressure of my child, or putting the pressure on my child to succeed, or like that they have to be a doctor or a lawyer, or they have to provide for the family. Like, I don't want to put that burden on my kid, period. Like, if I gotta be poor and die alone, like, I don't want you to take care of me. Like, go take care of your kids. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you relate to this anyway, which I know a lot of you probably will, drop your experience in the comments, or drop if you're if you have a good relationship with your parents. Like, I know a lot of people with strict parents have great relationship with their parents. Like, I don't know how, but if you do, let me know how your experiences changed you. Bye.